Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 450. Today is Saturday, October 14th, 2023, and I'm glad you can join me today. It's been, what would it be? I've already visited the grocery store. We're going to be having fried halibut for dinner because we needed to mix up the steak or fish night. Or would it be? There's apparently there was a partial solar eclipse today. Not that we could really tell, because it's San Francisco. So, what would it be? I don't know. It was very partial. My Texas friends, I think, had a more impressive show. But there's supposed to be another one happening in April, and one of my Berkeley friends is gonna go to Dallas to see it. So I'm sure I'll hear a lot about it. Or would it be? I was just laughing as I was going through my Instagram feed. And like one of my coworkers had like posted a picture of the partial eclipse. I'm like, well, that was like 10 minutes ago. But that coworker is in San Diego, so perhaps they had a little bit less cloud cover. But no, overall it was not a big deal. But I do have to laugh about it, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool. To do. It was the case where when I was in Dallas, we definitely had one that was in the middle of the workday, so we all had to filter out and look at the eclipse shadows that the trees were making, and it's pretty cool. Where it's amazing how different things look when the light source isn't round. So that was excitement, but it's not like I took any pictures of it. I think I was a little bit too late anyways. Like, maybe it was a little darker briefly then? I don't know. It's Saturday is my turn to sleep in, so. Whatever. So, not too crazy there. What would it be? Like, what is it? We had our 2 weeks with the in-laws, so that fit at least decently well into the recording schedule for once, but whatever. Trying to think, whatever, it's fine. So, would it be? They had a good time. What would it be? I made myself scarce because sometimes it's just stressful. So, last weekend was Lambtown in knitting news, and I got to take my spinning class with Stephanie Gestad, and we'll talk about that more in the spinning section. And then also I got to go to the market and hang out with my San Francisco group. I ran into my Berkeley group and then didn't see them again. Which is fine. Last year I ended up carpooling with the Berkeley group, so but what would it be? It worked out. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would say in terms of improvements, they vastly improved the selection of food trucks. I ended up having, quesadilla from the Mexican food truck. It was excellent. It was probably my favorite part of the festival. It was also lovely. It was also lovely to hang out with my friends, but it's like, yeah, that was good. So that was lovely for sure. Yeah, and it was the case where we were talking about like, oh no, we won't stay the whole day. Whatever, it was fine. So that is the story there. So a good time. a good time was had by all. And then what would it be? And then on the knitting front, I am still working on the same two projects, and actually I think I didn't finish the Pearl Back Row. I started the Pearl Back Row, but we'll start off with the Poet first. So the Poet is a Sari Nordland pattern that I'm knitting out of Camellia Fiber Company in their organic non-superwash wool and linen blend, so it's 70/30. And hand is gorgeous. Really, really excited about the sweater. Honestly, I don't recall if I ended up selecting this wool because it was non-superwash. Would it be the sample that I tried on was knit in a non-superwash. But overall, pretty darn happy with how things are coming together on this one. Would it be? It would be the case where I have finished my first skein of yarn, so that means I'm past the 1/3 mark on this, so that is exciting. But I think at the point in which I really felt like I wanted to be doing something different, I didn't have any of my accoutrements. Whatever, such is life. So, because I didn't have any of my spare cords or little circulars or what have you, was the case where I just kept knitting on the body. So I ended up doing a Russian join and continuing on with my day, because I figure, I don't know, I do figure that's a pretty good way to go. Pretty good way to manage it. And I'm almost finished with, what would it be? I'm almost finished with a pattern repeat, I think. I don't know. I figure the pattern repeat ends up counting as a place where you end up creating sort of a new circle. So, like, quite a bit of body going on here. Let's pull out. I just put the shawl on. It's not integral to my outfit here. So let's just pop this on quickly. So should be plenty of ease here. Definitely want to pull in the neckline quite a bit. Or would it be? I'm definitely, see, we can't even adjust live on air. So would it be? But it feels like it's probably pretty close to time to start a sleeve or something, or do the neckline, just for a little bit of variety. And maybe it's a case where I do want to get the neckline done early on this for sure. But yeah, so we definitely are not there on length yet, but would it be? But at least it's very cropped. So, and the dark shirt that I'm wearing underneath it is really making the lace pop here. Let's see, get closer. Oh yeah, now we can see the stitch definition. So far so good. And mostly it's just doing the same thing over and over again. Rows are flying by pretty quick. Would it be? Definitely. Would it be? I'll have to figure out when the time comes about what I'm going for with the sleeves and that sort of thing. But I think I want to get some neckline in here. Maybe I end up sort of continuing the raglan in order to bring it in more. we shall see. But yeah, no, this is too wide for me right now. But it does look very nice. It would be definitely not my usual color for sure. But I think that's what makes what sets off the pattern really nicely is the fact that it's knit in a light yarn. So I definitely understand that. So far so good. Oh no, that was definitely not ideal. So let's see. Yeah, that was definitely not ideal. Definitely had like a whole repeat just pop off the needles. And that probably included my beginning of round marker. Okay. We'll get it figured out. Looks like, yeah, I can see. Well, somewhere around here is my beginning of round marker. So far so good. Still really happy with the project. Definitely getting most of my knitting time lately. Let it be. Will it become too big to carry around? Probably not. Probably not. And then my other project is the Scheherazade. So I am knitting this out of Yarn Plays Gentle, which is a this is like a 95% merino, 5% cashmere cobweb weight yarn that I have dyed twice. First time to make it sort of a variegated green, and the second time was to basically cake dye a two-ended gradient onto it. And if I was unsure about would it be sort of the subtleness of the gradient on this side, like it's definitely getting more blue now. It's definitely noticeably blue as I'm sort of heading or whatever, as I'm definitely much more of the home stretch here. So I think maybe a month ago, was it a month? Maybe it was 2 weeks ago, or whatever. It was the case where I was able to check in with the scale and be like, yes, I will have enough yarn. I will have enough yarn to finish, and it will not be too crazy either way. But I am definitely thinking tight thoughts as I purl back. And this is just because I know that my purl can be pretty loose. So would it be? So I'll check in at the end of this repeat, and then it may be the case where I do more frequent check-ins in the fourth and final chart. So I'm currently, or would it be? It'd be the case where I'm almost done with the third chart, I believe. I may need to pull it up and look briefly, but I'm also just trying to finish the purl back row on this one. Apparently I got distracted last night. And then I will be at the beginning of another bead row. So I think it was the case where like in the body of it, I think you put in a bead where you have a bead row like every 6 pattern rows. But in this section, there is like there's a bead row every 4, and then on top of that, it's like the double bead, which means it's double slow. Whatever, such is life. So, what it be? I don't know. Yeah, so I think, I can't remember if in the last chart there's slightly less beads going on or not. I basically have two full tubes left, so there's definitely some to go. But we'll get through it. It tends to be, the joke is that I get my project to the point where I do the bead row at midnight. So if I don't start the bead row earlier, which, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, I have to be honest, like, this is the project closest to being done. Would it be? I definitely have less than 800 yards to knit on this project. So, whatever. Just have to be real sometimes. So, let's see. So it's not too crazy, but what it be? But I'll definitely do a check-in and make sure things are still looking okay, because there's still opportunity to do like a little tweaking. Really, the only tweaking that I can do at this point is needle size, and so the fact that I am doing the US ones now is probably the best that I can do for now. Actually, that is an interesting point about the Poet, is maybe I break out my US ones for the ripping on it, because I am using the 3mm needles for the body on that one, so that would be one way of making sure I bring in the neckline appropriately. So, not too much. Really, or when I think about how long I had left to go, be like, man, why didn't I? Oh, I remember why I didn't finish it, because like my spouse came in ready to go to sleep. Well, but what is really nice about having my room back right now, or would it be? So it'd be the case where, what would it be? Get to have my own space, which is my own domain. So that is definitely a good way to be. So would it be? And then we can figure out where things are going from there. But it's nice to be able to be like, okay, here's a place where I can keep my spinning wheel up. Here's a place where I can would be like watch some shows and knit. And all of that good stuff. Not that I've had like a ton of time recently in order to do that. So, would it be? It's like probably like medium level danger, because I do have this like shag carpeting on the floor, and you are not finding beads if I spill beads on the carpet. So there is that. Let's see. Almost there. But yeah, it's nice to have a place which is my own, which is not communal space. Alright. Good to go. So, let's see how much I can even really show here. So, this is what we're talking about, so we can definitely see this particular motif is getting closed off. Make sure I'm not losing. See, at this point it's almost sort of crowded on the needle. But yeah, I don't know whether or not you can see the fact that it's getting bluer again. You can definitely, so whatever, you try. So definitely a lot of slink and stretch here. So many beads. Like, this is, despite how fine the yarn is, this is a very hefty shawl because of those beads. And then not too much more left to go. We can check the chart quickly and see where we're at. Let's resume that. Okay, so there are only supposed to be 8 total rows in this chart. So, and then it was like every other one. So I'm about ready to start the final row of chart 3 minus the, so I'll be doing the final row of chart 3 in the purl back. So that should be fun. Actually, I'll have to figure out what that symbol means. This one is a bit of a big, would it be this next row that I'm going to be doing increases the number of stitches quite a bit, so have to keep that in mind, but it's still going to be a double bead row. So then after I do the purl back row, I'll weigh it, see where I'm at, and then I'll be able to start chart 4. And then but chart 4 is 16 rows long, so would it be? So it's definitely quite a bit going on there. Is it bead-tastic? I don't know that there are that many beads in there. But it definitely gets like a little bonkers at the end. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I don't know that there are beads sort of in this last part. I guess I'll have to, interesting. There are definitely some like double yarn over maneuvers. Yeah, it sort of transitions back to the, I think it sort of transitions back to the original motif, maybe? I don't know. It's whatever. We'll figure it out. So, hopefully it's the case where it's not too crazy. Oh, and then on top of that, really, it's 32. Because this is charted out, skipping, whatever, that's fine. So, it's coming along. Very exciting. have like a ton of beads left over, that would maybe be medium level annoying, but I'd have 2 more tubes. But I may need to do like a quick double check and just make sure that there aren't any more left. We'll see. So, not too crazy there. And so that was all the knitting content. Hopefully, where'd it be? When I finish one of these 2 items, then I will probably start the brioche project. And then what we have going on here is the sweater spin. So this is my second bobbin, and I believe these are the 2 pieces that I'm working off of. One of them I think ended up getting blown away during the San Francisco heat wave. Glad you missed it, friends. And then this is the next piece, or partially the piece that I've already spun. And so would it be. So there definitely is quite a bit of fiber left to go on this. But I had cleared my, or whatever. I started the class with this project on the wheel. And we can keep it on. So, not to agree there. So now, whatever, project's on the wheel. Huzzah! I'll have to get my drive band back on. We'll see. We'll see how much I can do. We'll see how much I can do on that one. But step 1 is certainly getting that part started. And honestly, what is it? So, what would it be? So, project's going. Not that I've put it back on the wheel since I got back from the festival last weekend, but it's fine. So I took a class with Stephanie Gastad, and so what would be her primary thing is actually spinning for weaving, but she ended up doing a class called Getting the Best Out of Your Wheel, and so that was the one that I ended up taking. And I actually got to take it with one of the other women in my knitting group, so that was super lovely to be able to spend the afternoon with her. It would be. And so even though I have had my wheel now for, I probably got it in 2024, so no, it's 2023 right now. And I've been spinning since 2012, and I've had my wheel since 2014. So I've had 9 years with the spinning wheel, and I still learn stuff that I didn't know about what made my spinning wheel go. So that was pretty awesome. And it was just a case where I think the excellent thing about being in a class is other people have questions, you end up learning stuff because of the other questions that people had. So it was definitely a case of I didn't know that I didn't know. So that was really good. So it is a case where there's some adjustments that I could make to my wheel that I didn't realize I could do. So we ended up, or would it be? So there are a couple of different things that we were sort of exploring in the class. And one of them that I ended up playing around with quite a bit in the class was actually my drive band material. My drive band material and thickness. So my Lendrum comes with a poly band. It is, what would it be? I'll probably end up ordering a few more. It was a case where, what is it? Steffi recommends replacing them pretty frequently. So I don't know if I'm going to do it that frequently. Like, I definitely got like 8 years out of my first band. And it was definitely a case where we even had like basically a demonstration in class of it, like, at what time do you replace your band? And it's the point at which you fiddle with your wheel and nothing happens. So my friend, her dry band was actually coming untied, and she was like trying to like, why is this not working? And then we realized the knot was about to come out, and that was going to be the end of that. Would it be? And I was also maybe a little bit bummed because, or I'll probably need, I need to order another poly band because, as it turns out, I think because of me spinning less, I've actually sort of managed to stretch out my band a bit. So it would be the case where having it set up with jumbo flyer and then not popping the band off when I'm not going to be spinning for a bit led to it not really working well with my fast flyer anymore. Which was something that I realized later on. I don't know if it was during the class or not, but it was like, crap. What it be? But it was really helpful for just sort of demystifying the process of like, hey, sure, I don't, or would it be, if the dry band breaks, here is what we do to keep moving forward. And that it didn't need to be a poly band in order to make the wheel go. I couldn't tell as much whether or not my yarn was changing as I was switching the bands, but at the very least it was a lot of practice and putting new bands on, different ways of tying them on, that sort of thing. So that was pretty cool. Then the other thing was maybe just like a philosophical thing, which was like, hey, it feels like I'm not even using like a part of my wheel's range. And what it be? And basically what it boils down to is like me spinning fine yarn on a pretty big flyer. What that means holistically is that I am taking my time drafting, but still putting enough twist into the yarn. And there are scenarios in which you would want to do that, and scenarios where you're like, whatever. So it's just the case where I think it's like a mind shift of if you want to make yarn fast, use the fast flyer. You'll have to be drafting faster to keep up with your wheel, which means that you might not get the same consistency, but it's hand spun. So it's just like, or would it be like just thinking of it like, hey, not everything that I'm making is an heirloom, so why am I spending heirloom time working on it? You know what I mean? So that was sort of a mindset shift there, which was, it wasn't the case where, what would it be? It was just like, I don't need to, it's I'm spending a lot of time on it. So I'm not going to change what I'm doing for the sweater spin because I'm, whatever, in the middle of that project. So I'll do that on the flyer, or would it be on the normal flyer? But it was just something to keep in mind. Is would it be the reason why I would break out my fast flyer is because I want to spin fine, which would be normal. Let's see, any other things? Oh, and when I buy more polycords, I need to buy more oil. Because I don't know where my little oil thing is. I should be oiling more frequently than I am. And basically, her thing was like, is there something strange about your wheel? You should be oiling your wheel. And probably oiling the wheel like even more frequently than what you thought was reasonable. It may be the case where you need to oil every 20 minutes, which is very different than oiling like once a month or every 6 months. So, or would it be? So, some people needed this lesson more than I did. My hang up has just been that I haven't been able to find it anywhere. Surely it's somewhere in here. So that will be a thing too, is whatever, getting that taken care of. as you do. So what would it be? There was only, I think those were the main lessons for me, but definitely a lovely class. She knows how to control her classroom, which is also good. All right, figure out where the marker that dropped off is. There we go. Good to go. So I have to appreciate that, because if would it be, there was only one point in which she exerted her authority, but it's like, yes, excellent. So I definitely appreciate that as a student. So I wish I could have taken more classes at the event, but I really only realistically had one day where I could have taken classes, which was the Friday, and then I could have potentially taken classes on. I could have taken classes on the Saturday or Sunday, but they were full by the time I decided to sign up. So, would it be? But it was the case where JC Boggs and Jillian Moreno were both there. So, though they are teachers that I've already taken classes from, so it wasn't as urgent to find out. So I ended up spinning 3 samples while I was in the class. And mostly this just boiled down to what flyer I was using at a given time. So this is a 2-ply that I ended up spinning on my jumbo flyer. And so you can see that I've made some very, very soft and fluffy yarn here, but still pretty fine. And then this was, a bulk of the class was working with my regular flyer and then switching out the drive band, and then I ended up chain plying it. Overall, it seems like a very consistent yarn. There's definitely thicker and thinner spots because chain ply. And then this was my fast flyer experiment, was I ended up playing around with cotton. So this is cotton that I ended up spinning long draw. I ended up 2-plying it, but it was the case where, like, Stephanie came over and she's like, or would it be after we had like a little course correction on takeoff? She like pulled out some of her woven fabric and she's like, "Have you thought about being a weaver? You were spinning as fine as me." I haven't checked with my other spinning people about if she just tries to convert everyone to weaving or not. But it's very fine. So, and very soft, very, very lovely yarn. So it was interesting to see her insights about spinning with cotton. And it was the case where I think we managed to get a very nice result there with would it be having the take up right, doing the long draw, sort of guiding the fiber so that it could be taken up. So it is really nice yarn. It does make me sort of want to experiment around with cotton some more. I have done 4 ounces of cotton that I ended up knitting up into a project, and then ended up giving away to some of my friends. So I don't even have any more, but such is life. I ended up turning it into two little bandanas and a hat. So that was fun and definitely interesting. And all of these will end up back in my my sample thing, and will whatever, they'll eventually get used up. But I have like 3 different cotton drive bands that I can use, and it will be possible to still spin on my fast flare with the cotton one. So that should be fun. Yeah. So overall, I think I was pretty happy with how that class turned out. Would it be? It was like whatever. So that was lovely, for sure. I will say, would it be? So it was the case where it was about 70-minute drive to the festival in the morning, but it was more like an hour 45 getting back in the afternoon because of the way traffic works in the Bay. So it's definitely a case where it's fine getting there, no big deal. But then it's definitely a bit long getting back. So if they continue to have like a really great class selection, it may make sense to like do like the overnight stay instead of commuting back and forth. So we'll just have to see how that works out in the future. Because because this is definitely like my one opportunity to take local classes for spinning, because you know me, a lot of knitting classes cover ground where I don't need someone to help me. but with spinning, I definitely probably have much more of like with spinning, there's definitely some stuff about it where it's much better to take the class. I don't know whether or not it's far enough that I would want to join the Ply Spinning Guild. But that might be something to think of. I know Stephanie recently did some videos for them. Actually, pretty much everyone who was at the event did something for that, so might be something to think of there. So that was a good time. I didn't end up buying a lot at the festival, so might have broken. I think some of that just has to do with like projects have been taking a long time, and I've been to like a couple of like yarn buying opportunities while still having the same projects, so that ends up, I feel like, just slow, chill, it's fine, whatever. But I did end up picking something up. So I was actually looking at the Sea Change fiber, and they had this very lovely blend, and it turns out both Sea Change and Sincere Sheep have this blend, and so I actually liked I thought the Sincere Sheep had a better range for color work situations. Basically, the Sea Change was great if you wanted to do a single color project, but if you wanted to have some shade tin and tone going on, Sincere Sheep was the better choice. So I ended up picking up 4 skeins of this sport weight, and so this is 50% Shanika wool, 25% mulberry silk, and 25% Belgium linen. And so I ended up getting another t-shirt quantity. Apparently I really want to knit pimentones, and I'm going to buy yarn to knit pimentones until I succeed at knitting a pimenton. So this was the same pattern that I ended up buying for in Hong Kong. So this is what I'm talking about with like the yarn buying events. They're like, oh, I'll just get this cute little sweater quantity. So I think that this is super lovely, and so the base is called Coastal. And then the thing about Sincere Sheep is that it's all natural dyes. Like, that isn't necessarily a selling point for me, but I do love an indigo blue. So would it be? So I think it's going to be the case where the pink is going to be the pop color, the tan is going to be on either side. So it'll make like this. So that should be lovely. Or the way the sweater will end up working out will be, oh. It's like, give me a moment to arrange my skeins. So this will sort of end up being the color progression, unless I change my mind, which is a distinct possibility. But I think this will be quite lovely. My primary, I think, regret about my Pimentone was that I ended up getting, most of the body is purple, so should be good. So this will end up being, I think, a little bit thicker. Would it be? It's way less linen content, but I think it'll still look really nice in the pattern. I like the way it fits, so should be fun. Would it be? A nice way of showcasing that. And then, would it be? I don't know if I'll end up keeping this, but it was something where my mother-in-law has found out that she wouldn't be able to go to Rhinebeck this year, and so she ended up picking up one skein each of the gauge dye work. So this is a 76 one-way trip, so 76 different colors in sort of a neon rainbow. But yeah, I'm like, she ended up getting one for me and one for her, and then it didn't end up arriving until after she had left. But I'm not 100% sure what I would do with 76 different stripes, or what sort of project I would make with it. So I may end up sending it back with her. But it is very gorgeous and happy. It's just whatever. So I think this is traditional. There are a couple of different ways that you can approach this. So this ended up recently coming in from Canada. It got stuck in Blade for a while. So I don't know, or would it be? It is what it is. So pretty, yes. Plenty of yarn back here. Double yes. So whatever, such is life. So I think that is all of the excitement. What I haven't shown was I ended up picking up a felt raccoon mask for DPN for Halloween. I don't know whether or not it'll actually go. I don't know whether or not he will wear it long enough for even a photo, but it was something that my friend Dawn Catherine makes, and so that was the first stop I made. It was like, Dawn, do you have a raccoon mask? And she pulled out her back stock, and there it was. And then I found out that I didn't know where my wallet was. I owe my friend Sean $60. Not that the mask was that expensive, but what would it be? It turned out that I had stuffed it in a project bag. But it was fine. So it all worked out in the end. But yeah, whatever. We'll just laugh about it now, basically. So as a result, but that's in the bedroom with the sleeping child, so we're just gonna let him lie. But there are a couple pictures of me wearing it. It's very nice and soft. It's much better than just the eyes that I got on Amazon. There's something like rough like some sort of like rough interfacing fabric. So even though it's felt on both sides, there seems to be some sort of scratchy middle layer. That was definitely not okay. So whatever, maybe I will wander around wearing the mask and ears and call it good. So I know I may not even be able to participate in Halloween this year. So God, work schedule. So, but I think we got all the pieces together. So we have our chef's coat, we have our apron, we have a blue thing to tie around my spouse's neck, and then we have all of the raccoon bits. Good to go. So should be a lot of fun in about 2 weeks. So not too crazy there. I'll probably end up needing to get some stash photos of my yarn, even though I haven't been super good about updating stuff on Ravelry lately, and now it's starting to like snowball. So I can definitely understand how people end up getting hung up on that for sure. So ends up being at least medium level challenge. Let's see, what else? Should be able to record again in 2 weeks. So that should be the 28th. Don't think I have any crazy plans. Should be fine. Yeah, should be fine. Would it be? And then it should be the case where, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where life takes me from there. But maybe just medium level amusement at or would it be? We'll just keep guessing in terms of what project I end up finishing first. Probably not the spinning. But we'll get some pictures taken, at least document my little mini skates, and we'll go from there. So with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.